Welcome to Club Calisthenics. Today we're going to do an upper shoulder mobility workout. We have Nikki with us today. All right, let's go and start on the floor. Just move a little bit our body around. Let's just do a quick wrist warm up with hands or fingers to the side, palms down. And I want you guys to find some movement here, side to side, some circles, whatever feels good. Shoulders away from your ears, so avoid having your shoulders up, so keep those shoulders down. Find some movement, side to side. Let's bring those fingers kind of in the mid position or in. Try to have those elbows locked. Move a little bit. Fingers forward. Same thing, side to side, back and forth. Be gentle with your wrists at first. And palms down, fingers back. All right, palms up, fingers in. Lock those elbows and side to side. Back and forth. Can spend between 30 seconds to a minute, whatever feels good here. Let's make some fists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Let's shake it. Feeling good? Yeah. All right, let's do some movement. Let's find some space on the floor. Doesn't need to be a lot. And we're going to combine a couple of movements together. We start with pattern number 1, where your shoulders are going to be down and back. You don't need to raise your hips that much, and we're just going to walk slowly forward a couple of steps. Go as slow as you can. And then backwards. So again, focus on what your shoulders are doing here. Play around with it, have fun, just go like partially move. 30 seconds in this position. And release. And then pattern number 2, we're going to have started position starts like with the hips aligned with your knees and shoulders aligned with your wrists. And then you tuck your toes and you just go in this position. So avoid, when you're going up, avoid retracting. So avoid collapsing. Imagine that someone is poking your chest and you're kind of avoiding that pointy stick. And same thing here. Move one at a time, one limb at a time. Go back and forth, play around with it. If your wrists start like hurting or getting sore, stop the movement. Go back to the wrist exercises and spend a little bit more time doing that, or reduce the time that you're doing this exercise. Excuse me, instead of spending 30 seconds, go 10 seconds or 15 seconds. All right, we're going to combine these exercises now together. Now I'll show you how you can do that. So you enter, I'm going to use Nikki. Go enter your pattern number 1, and if you want to switch between this position and the other position, you're going to pick one hand. Let's say that Nikki picks up the right hand, so that one goes up, yeah. And now she lifts the opposite foot. Here you go. And now she's going to rotate in. And now go to the pattern number 2. Here you go. And then now to go from this pattern to the other one, the same thing. You pick one hand. Here you go. The other foot, the opposite foot lifts. Then you rotate in, and that's how you switch between position 1 to position 2. We're going to do that. So same thing, 30 seconds to a minute. We start with the crab. Then we start with that pattern number 1. We switch to pattern number 2. We walk on that pattern number 2. Or if you want, just go halfway and then switch, Just play around with it. We're going to go randomly switching at our own will. So play around again. I don't want you guys to go fast. Go as slow as you can. Focus on what the shoulders are doing. Rotating. You can go sideways. "30 seconds here playing around." You can go and just do some rotations. And release. So if your wrists are like feeling not that good, if you're not used to apply that amount of pressure on your wrists, reduce the time, 10 seconds doing the exercises, but just have fun. I want you guys to have fun while you're doing this. So don't get too attached to the timer. Play around with it, listen to your body, and push as much as your body can give for that day. All right, let's go over the exercises for mobility, shoulder mobility with bends. Now that we play around with our body for a little bit, we're going to have a set of bends attached to a door frame or stall bar, wherever you can attach. And we're going to put those bends first from shoulder to eye level. Some of that height, somewhere between those two limits is good. And let's just put these guys. No, that's good. Just going to try to have them align with that. Oh, sorry. Good. Yeah. Here you go. Sorry about that. All right, good. Let's start with 3 exercises here. We're going to do the 3 exercises in a row. We're going to do rows, flies, and lat pull downs. In terms of bands that you have, you're going to pick 2 bands with different resistance. You're going to pick a lighter one and a heavier one. All right? We start with the heavier one. Pick your heaviest, whatever, not the heaviest band. Pick the heavier band of that 2 bands that you have. Now for the rows, we're going to make sure that your shoulders are down all the time and lock your elbows. If you can cross the bands. That just gives you different forces applied to your shoulders. If you cannot cross and they're straight, that's totally fine. And the goal is to practice going from shoulders forward to back. And you're going to squeeze on the back, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then forward. And you're going to do here 6 to 10 reps at your own pace. And I want you guys to focus not on the reps, but the quality of the reps, what your shoulders are doing. You're going to keep those shoulders down as much as you can as you do the row and squeeze on the end part of the movement. Regarding your lower back, we're going to avoid arching as much as you can. So you try to keep that pelvis tilted as much as you can. So remember, this is mobility, so it's not, you don't need to go crazy on the resistance that you're applying in your shoulders. You're working on that range of motion and release. Then next, you're going to pick a lighter resistance. And we're going to do the flies. So same thing here, you're going to lock your elbows, shoulders down, and you're going to open your arms and retract your scap, retract your shoulder blades. So try to lock your elbows, here you go. Same thing here, 6 to 10 reps. Here you go, shoulders down. So avoid, as we're getting tired, we start elevating our shoulders, so avoid that. Let's keep those shoulders down. You don't need to go fast, you can go slow and focus on what your shoulders are doing. Nice, 10 reps, also 6 to 10 reps at your own pace. Same thing applies for your lower back. Avoid arching as much as you can. Try to keep that back flat as much as you can. Again, if you have a natural curve, it's totally fine. What I don't want to happen is like you're getting tired and then you start arching too much. Let's aim opposing that. Then go and pick your heavier band, and we're going to do the lat pull downs. So for this one, you're going to lean slightly forward, bending your knees. And the move, you can separate it in 2 parts. One part is the row. You're going to pull the bands close to your hips. And then the second part, you retract your shoulder blades. Same thing, 6 to 10 reps. So you pull up to your hips and then retract. So Nikki is going to do one set that probably you want to avoid, which is bringing here and now you bring your hands on that second part of the movement. You don't need to do that. Just bring up to your hips and then retract shoulders. Here you go. So 10 of that. Shoulders are still down, so depressed throughout the range of motion. Here you go. If you start feeling a little bit of your lats is normal, they are called lat pull downs, these exercises. It's working on that shoulder extension. Good. All right, I'm going to do my set. Same thing here. So the first one, the rows, you pick a heavier resistance and row. Hold the go over the flies. If it starts getting tired, you can walk towards the wall or the door. So remember, work on that quality of your movement, retracting the shoulder blades there. And lat pull downs. So hips, retract. All right, sweet. Let's go over our second set of exercises. Same height, and you're going to pick one band. The level of difficulty, you need to adjust this one now. You can start lighter. I always recommend to start lighter, and as you feel comfortable, you can go a little bit heavier, but again, don't go too crazy. And we're going to do the one arm rotations. So you start with your elbow bent and your palm facing out. And now you're going to first extend your elbow. Here you go. Now you rotate your palm all the way up. And now from here, you're going to pull the band in front of you, go over your head, and then pull back. Now you unroll that movement from here, extend, go rotate this, and then elbow flexion. So spin here, do 4 to 6 reps. This part of the movement here is a little bit weird at first. And again, don't feel overwhelmed if you're not getting the exercise right away. Just practice. When you're watching the video, stop the video and see the steps and go and kind of mimic the steps so you can get an idea how the exercise works. Go around. Here you go. 4 reps, 6 reps. If you have pain doing any of these exercises, please stop. Do not push through that pain. It's not a good idea because you might have some sort of impingement or problem in your shoulders, and probably should see a doctor so you can figure out what you can do or not. If you feel slight discomfort, It's arguable if it's good to continue or not. Again, you know your body better than I do. I always recommend if it hurts, just stop, step back. There you go. You can do these exercises, this mobility during your rest, on your rest days. All right, now pick up a little bit, again, lighter or medium band. And we're going to work on these shoulder positions, shoulder moves here. So you find a nice resistance, and you're going to do 6 to 10 reps here, pulling the band towards you. Here you go. So some people talk this like this is for good for the rotator cuff, but then some people argue, well, gravity is not doing the job, you should lay down and do that. Again, that's more specificity. We can elaborate on that later, but or on another video. But we are just moving here. Some shoulder and elbow joint positions. Now you switch sides.
Thanks.
There you go. So Nikki's combining left and right. So she does, let's say with one arm, she's doing this position, so the resistance is going outwards. And then she alternates with the left, where the resistance is going to be like also like this position in terms of shoulder. And then she switches around so you can balance. All right, let's go over to one arm. Bend. Extend, rotate, bring in front of you. You can go all the way down if you want. Now unroll. So palm up, rotate the palm and bring it back. So extend your elbow, rotate your palm and pull in front of you. And then unroll, extend your elbow, rotate and flexion. Rotate, front, and the other arm. So extend elbow, rotate, palm up. Pull the band in front of you and roll, rotate and flex your elbow. Extend, rotate, go over your head and roll, rotate and flex. Last one. Extend, rotate, front, and release. All right, let's go over these ones. Nice tension here. 6 to 10 reps. And switch sides. And last one. And release. All right. And let's go over our last 3 exercises. Now you're going to bring the bands down. I'm going to bring the bands around like shin or knee level. You want all of them?
Yeah.
So you bring that sling. Actually, I had a sling here ready. But and the first exercise, it's kind of, again, for your shoulder or your rotator cuff. You're going to be facing the wall or the stall bar. You're going to pick the lighter resistance that you have for the day. And you're going to combine, you're going to split this exercise in two positions. So the first one is a row, so you row, and then the second one is you rotate your arms up. Here you go. In terms of shoulders, you're going to retract or keep them neutral wherever feels good. So let's avoid arching as much as you can. So you can keep elbow at shoulder level on the shoulder plane. 6 to 10 reps at your own pace. Again, don't go crazy on the resistance here. So it's better that you go lighter than you are heavier and then you're like just doing half of the range of motion. Just go lighter. You're just working on that range of motion with slightly bit of resistance. That's what mobility is. Here you go. Now you turn, so you pick a heavier resistance now, and you're going to turn your back to the wall or the stall bar. Here you go. You're going to walk till you find a nice resistance. And now you're going to start with those shoulder blades retracted, and then you're going to get neutral. You're going to go to that, as you pull, you go to shoulders in that neutral position and then protraction. Here you go. You don't need to go all the way up. You can just stay like at 45 degrees. You find some good resistance, retract, neutral, here you go. You're going to feel a little bit also on your bicep here. Nice. 6 to 10 reps, same thing here. You can go a little bit heavier on this one if you want. It's not mandatory. It's just a little bit easier to engage if you have a little bit more resistance on this exercise. Here you go. So we're working on that retraction, neutral position as you go to that protraction, and holding a couple of seconds and then back again. Good. And now the third exercise, we're going to pick lighter or medium band, and we just bring the, it's going to be logistic-wise a little bit tricky, but you just bring that band up. Which one do you want? Purple? No, you're good. All right, just bring that purple one up, and we're going to do what's called the ATYTs. All right, so face the wall, and you're going to start with the first position is the A, so you bring the hands to your side, A. So it's just a shoulder. You don't need to go and retract. Here you go, like that. Here you go, A, and then T, and Y, and T. That's why it's called the ATYT. And now you do 6 to 10 reps. And here you go. Pumps. Yeah. And you're good. Try to lock those elbows. If you start getting tired, it's okay if you stop for, again, a couple of seconds to get a little bit more energy, ATP, into your system. If you bend your elbows, or if you're doing the position with and you're doing the movement and using momentum, you're using a too heavy band. You should reduce the, not in your case, I'm just mentioning, then you should reduce the resistance band. It's totally fine if you start with a heavier resistance, and then as you get tired, if you get tired on the 5th rep and you want to do 2 more reps, it's totally fine if you go on a lighter rep so you can or lighter band so you can finish your set. Nice. All right, so you can leave these ones there if you want. Let's put
Yellow or red?
Put the yellow and the red. All right, first exercise. So rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Nikki. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's face the wall. All right, retract, neutral, protraction. Retract, neutral, protract. And the last one. A T Y 3. It's burning. Woo!
Couple more.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. Nice job.
Nice job.
And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us online. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
And I'll see you guys next time.